Oh, yeah, I think they just beat us to the jump on everything tonight. I thought they especially the first half they had a lot more intent than us. I thought, especially with their running and I just think they outworked us, probably out enthused us as well. And obviously the end there was a couple of critical things happened there. Give them a couple of line dropouts. Obviously, with the kick off and. I think Silly dropped one on, knocked one on there in front of the post. They were pretty critical. We had a good run of possession and we were sort of getting on top, but that sort of stalled it, and then at the end, they got us. But I'm really disappointed with our. I thought we'd done some really good things tonight, but I thought we'd done a whole heap of poor things. And there's some. I think it's sort of probably crept along from last week too. I think last week's score really flattered us, and we need to get back to doing the basic things really, really well, doing them a lot better than we're doing at the moment. Consistently, we're doing them well at stages, but other stages we ain't.
Where do you think the guys are falling short more, in some of the defensive areas or in some of the attacking?
I think we've had a little bit up until tonight. I thought our defence was pretty good tonight. There was one part of our play that we wanted to probably do better, and they got a lot of offloads there, so that was sort of part of it. But I thought our defence improved tonight. But again, we completed really well the first 10 sets. I think we got 10 out of 10, and then all of a sudden we went 1 out of 5 or 6, and that stalled us. And we found it hard to get back on track after that.
Do you think it's just a bit of teething with adapting to Croft and adapting to Munster being back in 6, or are you actually concerned about some of the guys who've been there for a while?
Yeah, I think that's obviously, it was always going to be a little bit of an issue, and you expect a few hiccups there, but there's a few other things that need sorting out, and we'll work hard to sort them out this week.
Do you think the occasion or the milestone, the build-up, had any impact on the way the game was played?
If it did, it wasn't enough impact. We need to be better than that. For a guy that's played 300 games for our club, and another guy's played 100 games for our club, to have lack of intent to start the game, that ain't good enough.
Cameron, was there like a sense of frustration out there? With the errors, some of them were just schoolboy. Sorry, boys, but you know what I mean? Like they were so simple sometimes.
Yeah, there was some basic errors out there tonight, which is frustrating. I think a fair few of those errors come off the back of a little bit of momentum that we'd build. We'd build a little bit of momentum, then we'd make an error. We'd get the ball back, we'd do the same, and we'd come up with another error. So that was quite frustrating, but we had plenty of opportunities tonight to do things with the footy. We just weren't good enough, and that is about consistency that Craig was talking about, and when he means little things, it's about being in the right position at the right time. It's running with intent. It's timing of your run in whatever play we're doing. It's because one player doesn't get his role done properly, then it puts out the whole team. So that's what we're lacking at the moment, is a bit of cohesion throughout the whole side. And you need to be consistent for 80 minutes in this competition. It doesn't matter who you play. On top of that, though, I said after the match, you got to give a lot of credit to the Tigers. They were very good. We're not sitting here saying that we should have won. We're a better team. They were a better team than us tonight. They were very good. They were very good in there. They showed last week that they're a very tough side. I think they've spoken about that themselves publicly, that they've picked a team that are there to play out 80 minutes, and they certainly weren't going to beat themselves tonight, and they didn't.
And what did you make of their defensive resolve on the line in particular?
Yeah, they kept turning up. They were very resilient. There's no doubt about that. And they certainly came with a game plan to try and upset our attack, which they did at times. But yeah, I think they've replicated what they produced last week against the Roosters. You know, a very strong defensive effort, and we all know that wins footy games. You know, strong defence, it wins footy matches. And as I said, we had plenty of opportunities down their end, but the way they defended, they just kept turning us away.
Do you think you've only got a short turnaround for North Queensland? Do you think you guys can catch up some of the cohesion stuff, some of the defensive stuff before you get it to Thursday?
Yeah, well, that's, you know, we've had short turnarounds before, so I think a lot of the time we spend on the field this week will be about getting basic things right, which we weren't good enough at tonight. You know, for the 80 minutes, we had some really good play. You know, I'm not saying we played poorly for the entire game. You know, we were leading with not too much time left on the clock, but again, that inconsistency come back to bite us. You know, and that's what happens if you don't prepare consistently at training, if you don't play consistently throughout matches, then at some stage another team's going to come up and beat you, and that's what the Tigers did tonight.
Wasn't swirly conditions out there tonight? A few of the bombs went a bit haywire, a couple of kicks.
Yeah, did you see my first attempt at goal?
Was that just a miscue? Or?
That was, no, it was, well, we knew that the wind was blowing down towards the Yarra, but it started to swirl a little bit, and when I was setting that kick up, it was blowing into the post where I was kicking. When I struck it, she changed the other direction, obviously, and ended up about 30 metres away from the goalpost. But yeah, you know, yeah, it was tricky conditions to play in, but Tigers played in them too, and they played well in them. So,
Craig, is there much chance of Felice possibly getting up for Thursday? Or is it pretty tight?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight. Yeah, he might not. So you know, we'll know a little bit more later in the week. But unfortunately, you know, the 5-day turnaround probably makes it a little bit harder. But yeah, we knew probably early in the week he wasn't going to be playing this week. So you know, he's done a bit of work, so he'll be okay for Thursday. But having said that, you know, we'll if he's not, you know, Joey's pretty strong tonight, so we'll go with him.
Any other injury?
Not that I know of. You bruised egos, I suppose, in there. But other than that, no. Well, I think Sam got a bump in the head. I'm not quite sure how bad that was. Obviously, you know, that'd bring him off. But as I say, I'm not. I don't think there's anything serious anyway. Put it that way. Yep.